So this is the third video in a series called Food Truths. First one was on avoiding ultra-processed foods, eating whole foods. Second one was a little more complex about blood sugars and insulin. The third one's probably the easiest, and that's this one, which is just to eat more vegetables. I think most registered dietitians would agree that the number one thing they would want to see if they could wave a magic wand is that people eat more vegetables. And there's a good reason for that. Vegetables are a great example of the food as medicine philosophy. Vegetables are extremely high in vitamins and minerals. They're really rich in fiber. They have a ton of antioxidants and phytonutrients, fancy words for just pretty much medicine. And then they're low in calories and they're high in volume. So it's pretty hard to get full just eating bell peppers. But by the time you get full eating bell peppers, the amount of calories you consume is not going to be as high as if you sit on the couch with a bag of chips. The other great thing that vegetables do is they improve your gut health, which is really important nowadays since colorectal cancers are skyrocketing because of the crappy foods we eat. And then the sixth thing was what I almost started this discussion with, is that it prevents diseases. There's studies, plenty of studies showing how it reduces blood pressure, it can reduce heart disease, it can even prevent certain types of cancers. It can slow cognitive decline, all sorts of stuff. So the overall concept is pretty easy. Just eat more vegetables. Making it happen is a little bit tougher. There's a couple strategies you can use to try to get more vegetables. One is just to make them available, have them visibly ready, pre-cut them and put them in the fridge. So it's kind of like that study where they took jars of M&Ms and half the people got a clear jar of M&Ms sitting out at their desk and the other people had a solid jar that they couldn't see through. And they kept a hidden video and they saw how much they ate. The people that could see the M&Ms all day ate a ton more. So you can take that same philosophy of just visual cues and use the reverse to eat more vegetables. Another way to get more vegetables is you just add them to things you already eat. So if you're making an omelet, you put some sauteed spinach in it. If you're making a rice bowl, you add some sweet potatoes or other vegetables. That's an easy way to get it in there. Another way is just to try different cooking methods. I never liked broccoli until I started to roast it. And I found out, with olive oil and salt, I really like broccoli. Oh man, cutting an onion and filming a video was a bad idea. Another thing to do is to add it into soups or smoothies. A lot of times you can hide it in those, and that can make it a lot easier. And if you're struggling with that, the good thing is that with this ChatGPT world we live in, you can just ask AI to do it for you. You can ask AI, how do I get more vegetables in my diet? Or give me 5 meal options with more vegetables. And you're able to pretty much get your own personal dietitian. So it really is simple. Just eat more vegetables. There's tons of documentaries and different YouTube channels that are all about the plant-based diet. Again, it doesn't need to be a religion though. You don't have to go vegetarian or vegan. You just need to add vegetables to whatever you're eating. There's plenty of other resources to start eating more vegetables. I'll include some of the ones that I know down in the comments so that you can look for recipes or other resources to do that. So diet can be really complicated, but I feel like it's a powerful thing for health. And diet doesn't need to be about weight loss. You know, it almost should be more about overall health, how you feel, and preventing diseases. So I think these three things, avoiding processed foods and eating more whole foods, avoiding blood sugar spikes with high sugar, high carb meals, and eating more vegetables, I think those three things will help you feel better, move better, live better, and hopefully prevent diseases.